Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Canada elections 2021. Let me take you to the CBC News website, and you would be able to see that currently today is 8th of September, and Conservatives are at 33.5% in terms of popularity. Okay, and Liberals are at 31.2%, and then New Democratic Party is at 20.3%. But it is interesting to see, here, how many seats could each party win, and you would be able to see that Liberals are currently looking at 140 seats that would be won by the Liberal Party of Canada, and Conservatives are looking at 133. So it is basically a neck-to-neck competition between these two parties. 2.3% difference in the number of popularity, and 7 seats difference. So if we take the popularity graph, Conservatives are going to win, and this is their platform. All right, let me full screen it up. Okay, so this is Aaron O'Toole, the man with the plan. Okay, now again, this is basically what they call is Canada's recovery plan by the Conservatives. All right, so it is important to note here that this one is a big one, and again, this has about 83 pages. So I have prepared a slideshow here, which I'm going to share with you in this video. Okay, so let's start what I have for you. Canada elections 2021. Okay, I've already made a video on Liberal Party of Canada, the Liberals. Okay, and this is a recap of what they have promised. They have promised to give to make housing affordable for newcomers and modernization of the immigration system. And number 3, they have promised of resettling 20,000 Afghan refugees. Now let's have a look at what they actually did during their tenure. So they introduced multi-level immigration plan in 2017. Like last year, they announced 4,01,000 people will be invited as a PR in this year. Okay, so they are the ones who introduced this so that the stakeholders like construction companies or other companies can plan their business and can create opportunities for the number of PR mentioned in the immigration level plans. Okay, number 2, they also introduced the agri food pilot program, which is quite famous one. Number 3, they included RNIP, Rural Northern Immigration Pilot, which could not work due to COVID, but we hope that soon they would start booming again. Number 4, again in 2017, they started this tech work visa called Global Talent Stream. So this is also something good that they did. Number 5, Atlantic Immigrant Pilot Program. So basically, RNIP is for smaller communities, municipalities, and AIPP is for the 4 Atlantic provinces. So this is something that Liberals came up with. And number 6 is they made friendly gestures toward immigration throughout their tenure. Okay, now let's talk about the Conservative Party, who is more popular than Justin Trudeau's party. Okay, so let's see what they have promised in the platform that I just showed you guys. Okay, so number 1, top of the list is family reunification. They know that Liberals were taken aback by COVID especially, and they could not entertain the family reunification applications in time, and there are so much delays. So they have basically like played right on the money, and they have included family reunification as top of their promise list that I have prepared for you guys. Okay, number 2, citizenship fee to be waived off. And now this is interesting. They have proposed that some immigrants would be able to pay extra premium, extra fees to expedite their applications quickly. Okay, so you might call it discrimination against the people who are poor or who don't have that kind of a money to pay any premium fee. But they said that the money collected through this stream, they would be hiring more staff, and they would be working on those delays with this money. Okay, so this is their plan. Number 3, focus on international talent and refugees. Okay, just like Liberals. Number 4, keep a check on immigration officers' communication with the applicant. Okay, so this is again an interesting thing. And number 5 is they will train immigration officers to be culturally aware. Like, for example, they wouldn't ask an immigration officer who is basically Ukrainian by birth to look after some applicants from India, for an example, because these are two culturally different countries. So that immigration officer, he or she will not be able to comprehend the cultural differences in terms of producing bank statements or employment letters. I mean, people from South Asia would be able to understand what's going on actually on the ground on South Asia, in South Asia. Okay, so they are going to train immigration officers to be culturally aware. Okay, and number 6 is 5-4 method for PGP, parents and grandparents program. Now, please note that liberals have introduced a lottery system, and conservatives have said that they will announce first come first served basis for parents and grandparents immigration. Okay, so there could be two options. First option could be that the person who creates an application on their portal first will be served first, or another option which I would like to have is that a person who became a PR and have completed 3 fiscal years, let's say in 2018 or in 2019, he or she should be the first one to be able to bring his or her parents from back home. Okay, in favor of somebody who just became a PR and completed their eligibility for PGP would be able to call their parents in a lottery scheme. So maybe it is a good idea and maybe it is not a good idea. Number 7 is facilities for foreign family members of Canadians. Now, this is something interesting again. Foreign family members of current Canadians would be able to stay with them for up to 5 years, and then they have to extend. There is a procedure, proposed procedure. So this is something, these are the things that they have promised. Now, the next thing is that I have for you guys is what they actually did. So they coined the express entry system in the first place. So this is something related to immigration that is in the favor of conservatives. But typically, I was talking to this friend of mine in Ontario, okay, Whitby. So he basically has seen the previous rule of conservatives in Canada, and he does not find them very friendly for immigrants. Okay, so this could be his personal opinion, not based on facts, but this is what he felt during their rule. Okay, so conservatives are popular on different graphs, but they have promised that they will do these things, all these things to help immigrants. But the bottom line of this video is that whoever comes into power other than People's Party, obviously People's Party cannot come into power because they don't have as great of a leader as we have in People's Party Pakistan. Okay, so they don't have an Asif Ali Zardari. Well, anyway, whichever party will win the elections or will form a majority government or will form a coalition government, they will continue the immigration system. So, I mean, people who are spreading rumors about applications being cancelled, express entry program being closed, no, these things will not have an impact from the elections, okay, because IRCC is kind of independent. Obviously, ministers can influence their policy, but thing is that operations will remain more or less the same. And I read this interesting line on CIC News that these political parties are not talking about stopping the immigrants, but they are actually competing each other in welcoming new immigrants better than the other parties. So this is a beautiful thing for immigration. And with these words, this is Iftikhar wishing you guys all the best. Nothing like a Nescafe, right?